Well, hi folks, second week of lockdown now, so bored out of my mind. I'm just going to show you a few of the things that you can plant in pots at home. So if you've not got an allotment and you want to grow some fresh stuff, it's dead easy to grow stuff in pots. So we'll start off. I've got some speedy leaves here, which are a mixture of, let's have a see what it says. Salad rocket, Victoria, cress, mizuna, mustard, green and red frills, pak choy and canton white. Now you better grow plenty of those in this is a 10 litre pot, but a 7.5 litre pot. That'll be more than adequate, because what you do with these is you just sort of cut and come again, or you just pick what you need when they start growing and they just keep growing back. So I'm going to grow a pot full of these. Like I said, there's a right mixture of stuff. Not that many seeds left in here, to be honest, but we'll just spread them out. Couldn't be easier really. Give it a little riddle over with compost. And that should be some speedy leaves, as they're called. I brought some labels just so I don't forget what I've put in. So that was a look. Speedy leaves. There's plenty of other stuff you can grow. So what I'm going to do another pot of is rocket. I quite like rocket. And rocket again, it's quite a small plant. And again, you can just pick it as it comes. Pick the leaves off and it'll grow back. I've not grown rocket for ages. But I picked up a packet last year, and from what I remember, the seeds are absolutely minute. So we'll give a go. Yeah, they are. They're absolutely microscopic. So you probably want to be thinning these out to maybe one plant every, what, let me say 3 inches. So you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe about 8 plants in a pot, and that'll be more than enough to just keep picking leaves off as they come. And again, couldn't be easier. Chuck your seeds on, give it a bit of a riddle without covering the dough. Stick my label in. Job's a good one. There's plenty of other things you can grow in pots. I mean, ideally you can grow radishes. You can grow radishes in pots like that. I'm not a big fan of radish, so I won't be growing those. And you definitely get 1, 2, 3, 4. You probably get about a dozen radish, or even more radishes. Probably 20 in a pot this size, and that's dead easy for kids to grow. You know, you probably get excited pulling the first plant up. And what else have we got? Spring onions. You could definitely grow spring onions. You could probably get another dozen or 15 spring onions in a pot this size. They don't have to be that size. This is a smaller pot, about a 7.5 litre one. And if you look, ideally you want a big surface area in relation to that, so you're not using too much compost, but you've got the area. And in fact, that's only like an inch narrower, yet it's about 25% less compost. So 7.5 litre pots are probably fine. I'll just put that one aside. Loads of herbs you can grow. I'm going to grow a bit of basil in some pots, just a couple of pots of basil. Again, not grown this for ages, but depending on whether or not we get banned from going up to the allotment later on, I suppose it's better to have some things at home, and at least if we do get banned, then we've got a few bits and bobs growing. So basil, you'd probably get about 4 or 5 plants in each one. So again, couldn't be easier, just sprinkle a few seeds over. These are only about 5-inch pots, 4-inch pots, which is plenty. Grow these on your windowsill, in the porch, something like that. And again, just give it a quick riddle. Stick my labels in so I know what's what. That's the basil. And then finally, what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to grow a bit of parsley. Not grown parsley again for ages. Quite quick to grow. It can take quite a while to actually germinate, can parsnips, but just got to be patient with it. And if you're lucky, you can actually overwinter it. Wait, come here. You can overwinter it, and you'll get a plant next year without having to sow it again. So we'll have a go at this, if I can get into it. Again, you'll probably get about 4 or 5 plants in this, so there's no need to go sowing too thickly. Just thin out to the right spaces when they've germinated. But like I said, you've got to be patient with parsley. It can take up to a month or even more to germinate, so you think it's died on you, and then you put it somewhere, and then all of a sudden 6 weeks later it starts to sprout. So it couldn't be easy really. Find my label for that one. That's the parsley done. So I've got some parsley, some speedy leaves, bit of basil, bit of rocket. I did write a little list of other things you can grow. Obviously there's lots of herbs, there's sage, thyme, oregano. You could definitely grow some French beans, the dwarf varieties, in a 10 litre pot. You probably get about 4 or 5 plants in there, and you get a good 20-30 beans off a plant. So you get about 100 French beans out of a 10 litre pot, no problem. Peas, you can get some certain peas now which are like hanging basket peas, and they're very bushy, and again you probably get a couple of meals out of a pot, no problem, if you get the right variety. And then what else have we got? Carrots. You can get the little short stump rooted, they're like little ball carrots, if you will, and you could definitely grow those because they'll end up, like radish, and they're only shallow rooted, so you don't need any depth to them, and you get a good dozen in a pot that size. Great for your kids, just to get them going and stuff like that, and something to do while we're all stuck at home. And obviously the easiest thing that you can possibly grow is cress, which is the kids' favourite. Dead easy. It only takes about a week from sowing to be able to harvest it, and then we're up and going. So like I said, you can grow plenty of stuff in pots at home. You don't need an allotment. You can grow things, even like peas and beans in a pot, as long as you get a reasonably decent sized pot and get the right variety of the seeds, which are usually just the dwarf varieties. Anyway, that's about it, folks. I'll be planting some beetroot and my lettuces and things like that for the allotment today as well, because it's the first day of April. And I'll plant my peas in the gutter. I might video that and just show you how I do that, but that's for now. This is just some more lockdown veg, and showing you how easy it is if you want to grow some pots of veg at home while we're all stuck on it in quarantine. So that's about it, folks. See you later. Alright then, folks, just to show you that I've not got any special facilities at home. All I've got at home is this tiny little lean-to plastic greenhouse, which has not had much use, you can see by how green it is. But that's all I've got. So that's where I'll be growing my stuff. Give it a bit of warmth. Like I said, probably do with a bit of a clean, let a bit of sunlight in. But no special facilities. See how we get on with that. And then I've been growing my earlier stuff in my porch. So that's where the leeks are set off were. That's the spring onions, which should be ready for planting out in a while. I'll put the plot. And then some of the banana shallots. There's about 60 going there. So really, if you've got a bit of a porch or a conservatory is ideal. This is just a tiny little 6-foot square porch, but you can do it. So like I said, there we go, growing a few bits and pieces at home with very limited space and limited facilities during the lockdown.